Hi guys, so welcome to another video. Today's video will be my most used, my most liked makeup products of 2022. Let's jump right into it. Hopefully it's not long. I'm gonna give you two, sometimes maybe three selections because I have a whole lot. So that way the video isn't long, but let's jump right into it. So I'm just gonna go in the order in which I do my face. So the first step will be brows. Now, you all know that I'm not really a brow person. This year, I finally got a groove going where I was able to do my brows the way I saw them in my head. And one product that helped me with that will be the Benefits Precisely My Brow in number 5. These are both done. I keep them because of the brush. I love the brush on the end, but both of these are finished. I picked them up from Ulta when they were on sale for $12.15 during the 21 Days of Beauty. So I think I have two more as a backup. But yeah, this right here is dark enough. The pencil part is slender. It's not waxy. It's not slick. So this helps me a whole lot. As a beginner, this does most of the work for me. Next up, because I ran out of that, I think I ran out of that one 2 days ago. I started using my Ruby Kisses, and you get this from the beauty supply store. Gold brow eyebrow pencil in dark brown, and this is how it looks. It also has a spoolie on the back of it, and I like this one. That's what I did with my I can't talk. That's what I did my eye. Can you talk, Nana? That's what I did my eyebrows with today, and it gets the job done. The only thing, the pencil part on this is a little bit bigger than the Benefits, so it's a little wider. So I kind of like have to take my time, so that way my eyebrows aren't like really bushy and big. Yeah. Last but not least, my all-time favorite is my Ruby Kisses dark brown gel eyeliner, and this is an eyeliner, but I use it for the end of my brows, or if I'm out of a pencil, I'll lightly fill in all of my brow with it. But yeah, I love this reminds me of the MAC low lights. I think it was a brow pomade, and you see how much I've used. But I'm not sure if the beauty supply store still carries this one particular item. If I can find it, I'll make sure to link it below. I got it from like Sam's Beauty a while ago. I'm gonna say even 2 or so years ago. But I make sure to, make sure my lid is on tight so that way it doesn't dry out. So yeah, those are my 3 eyebrow products. Okay, after I do my eyebrows, I would usually prime my eyelids. I'm always going to use a primer on my eyelids, whether it be concealer or an eyeshadow primer. I'm never going to go directly in with eyeshadow because it doesn't stick the way I think it's supposed to. First up, I picked these up around October. I'm going to say October. And it's the Colored Rain eyeshadow base. I have one in white and one in Desert Sand. This was my first time ever trying anything from Colored Rain, and these eyeshadow bases are phenomenal. The white is a really pigmented, so you only need a very little bit. And let's just say you had like a neon green shade or a hot pink shade on darker skin, that would be really hard to show up with. But with this white base, it pops with no problem at all. It's very thick. Along the Desert Sand is not as thick as the white one. This is more so my skin tone, and I'll apply it like I used it today only because I knew that I was going to do like a neutral eye look. It wasn't going to be anything with a lot of color, so I would use this if I'm just doing skin tone shades like my browns, my nudes, orange. I'll just use Desert Sand. Love this. Oh, and the top came off. Okay, the next eyeshadow base is my Makeup Revolution Super Base, and this is a white shade. Also, not as thick as the Colored Rain, but whatever shadows I put on top of this, it sticks with no problem. This is my everyday eyeshadow base, and it'll be forever. It'll take forever to use this. It's affordable. You can find this at either like Walgreens or CVS. They sell Makeup Revolution. Perfect eyeshadow base. Next up is my P. Louise Rumor 2 base. Y'all see me use this a million times. I have been using this since it first launched. As you can see, I have the, I'm going to call this the family size. I'll never run out of this. I won't need another base for a very, very, very long time. But this is the original OG of eyeshadow bases outside of MAC's Paint Pot. This right here, I didn't know how to do eyeshadow. I still sort of don't. But whatever I applied to this made the pigment really, really shine bright, really shine through. P. Louise, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this anymore, but I'm still a #1 fan of the P. Louise base. And they have darker skin tone shades, just like the Color Rain Desert Sand. They have like a 5 or a 6 that's more deeper if you just were going to go for like a nude shade of eyeshadow and didn't really need like a bright base. They have different shades, but Rumor 2 is a in-between shade for me, so that's what I stick with. Next up, we're up to not eyeshadow, face primers. Face primers. I'm all out of this one, but I ordered another one from Amazon, and it's the Wet n Wild Impossible. It's a silicone base primer, which I was never really a fan of until I discovered this one. This one will minimize any pores, make your face just as smooth. It's similar to the Maybelline Baby Skin, but I can never get with the Baby Skin because it made me oily. This does not make me oily. And I remember this was like $4. The other day I purchased it. It was like $7 and some change. But anything that I have it empty of is phenomenal because I never get empties because I'm always switching. So yeah, that's key. Another product that I rediscovered this year is my MAC Refined Zone Primer. And I usually will put this in my T-zone to control the oils or keep the oils at bay. If you're new to my channel, I always use 2 primers no matter what. That's just my thing. I use 2 primers. This right here is one of them. I discovered this and it just seems like it just mattifies my T-zone without really drying it out and making it crack and making my skin feel uncomfortable. And it's like a cream lotion. You would think that it would be like, I'm sorry, hair is getting in my ear and it's irritating. You would think that it would be like really sticky, but no, it's like a lotion, and once you apply it, you're good to go. So this is the Matte Refined Zone. Next up will have to be my YSL Blur Primer. I purchased this maybe a year ago, and just within the last, I'm going to give it 4 months of me using this. If you can see where it's at now, that's where it's at. That's how much I have been using it, enjoying it, loving it. If you have large pores, get this. If you want a clean, smooth base, get this. This is a higher end primer, but in my opinion, it's worth every single dime. Like once I run out of this, I will repurchase another one. That's how much I enjoy this primer. Oh, it makes sure, oh, you can wear this without wearing any makeup if you like. If you're just one of those people who like to throw on primer just to give you a smooth base and go out the door, this is one of the primers for me that does that. And y'all already know, my #1 of #1 of #1s. It don't get no higher than this. My e.l.f. Cookies and Dream. I don't even call it a putty primer. Is it a putty primer? Yeah. Just the cream putty primer. It's a putty primer. Cookies and Dream. I see that I like primers that fill in pores, that smooths, not so much mattifies, because it can be a hydrating primer. And then I'll usually mix a matte primer with a hydrating primer to balance everything out. But this primer right here, I just ordered 3 because they were on sale, so I'll never run out in 2023. I was so afraid that because it says Cookies and Dream, I thought that maybe they were going to get rid of it and discontinue it, and I would just cry if they discontinue this. I can use this alone. Some days I have used it alone without using an additional primer, and it did the job. This just makes whatever bad foundation, good foundation, it's going to stick to my skin. Not so much like stick till it's stuck and it's just but it's really going to make my foundation lay as it should on my face. Love this. This is the #1 primer of 2022. Okay, so I have smile lines, laugh lines, whatever you want to call it right here. And Savannah Silver a couple of years ago taught me how to, here on YouTube, taught me how to apply matte paint pot to those smile lines. It's like a primer to prevent your foundation or concealer from sinking into those lines and creasing and just making your makeup look like it's breaking apart. I use Laying Low and sometimes Painterly. This is my Laying Low, which you all know I don't have that much left. I'm trying to finish what I have. But yeah, #1, as you can see, this has lasted me all year. I still have about maybe a month or 2 left to go. So worth the $23. I found this the latter part of 2022, and it's the Makeup Revolution Blur Fine Line Filler, and it's similar to the MAC Paint Pot, except the MAC Paint Pot is kind of like a paste, and this is kind of like a very thick cream. If you all remember, I don't know what it's called, but it was by L'Oreal. Yeah, it was by L'Oreal, and it was a primer in a container similar to this, and it was like white, and it was kind of like a thick paste almost. This is what this is, but this is just as good as my MAC paint pot. So these two are the only two I use. So if you suffer from smile lines, laugh lines, and hate to see your makeup crease in these areas, then just try this, and I promise you'll be set to go for the day. Okay, this was the hardest part, the foundation part, because now, yeah, we're on to foundation. This was so hard for me. First up would have to be my Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation, and I'm in the shade 5W. Love this foundation, and the reason why I love this foundation is because you can use as much as you want to get a very full coverage, as less as you want to get a very light coverage. So it's one of those foundations where I feel like you are in control of how you want your makeup to come out. You know, you have some foundations that are strictly full coverage, some foundations that are strictly light to medium, and you can't really work with it. But with this foundation, I could put like 2 dots on my face, and I got a very light to medium coverage. If I want full, I could put 4 dots on my face, and it's going to give me full. It's going to cover any marks that I want to cover that day. I just feel like I have more control with this foundation as far as the coverage I want. This, it pulls, it has a little tiny bit of red in it, but it's the amount of red it has in it is not enough to make me scared, because I know I'm scared of red foundations. But I would hope that I could find one that had just a tad bit of yellow in it. But I think I'll just use my LA Girl pigment if I want to, like, but I'm okay with the color, like, because once I highlight and use my concealer and everything, it evens it out for me. But yeah, this is 2022, one of my top. Next up, I got my Lancome Tint Idole Care and Glow in 510N. 510N. This came out, I want to say around, let's just say April or May, maybe, or of 2022. And I love the original Tint Idole. I'm in shade 495 in that one. So when I saw this, I'm like, Even though I'm Ollie combo, I still enjoy to look radiant. I still enjoy to look glowy. I want my skin to sparkle and shine. Matte sometimes, but not really. Most of the times I really want to look dewy, and this does it for me. This looks like nothing but natural skin on you. Nothing but natural skin. Apply this, you'll have a little sheen, but it won't be like anything that's overbearing or make you look like extra oily. This right here, perfect shade, perfect undertone, perfect everything. I love it. Next up, these two are quite similar. The Lancome Tint Idole, and this is the Clinique Even Better Serum Foundation in the shade 116 Spice. 116 Spice. Now that I'm looking at it, they put me in the same mind frame as each other. Absolutely love this. This foundation also is very skin-like, very natural. The color matches me. This is neutral, and so is this. So I have two neutral foundations. I can be golden or either neutral, never red or orange. But yeah, this right here is like putting butter on my face. It's one of those ones you can use every day for like work or whatever. And then if you want to glam it up, you still can use this as a glam foundation also. You all remember back in the day when MAC was like the only foundation that you can get to really give you a glam look. Well, not anymore. We have so many foundations to choose from that just gives you that skin effect. This is it for me. Love it. Clinique Even Better Foundation. My camera's like, lady, you talking too much. Hurry up. And I did 4. Last but not least, the In Real Life Makeup Revolution Filter Foundation in 13.7. Love this foundation. It seems like, okay, so all the foundations that I've showed you are skin-like and just look radiant. I didn't show you any matte foundation. All of these foundations melt into your skin, give your skin life, make you look awake, just everything. Because once I apply concealer and powder, I feel like the powder is gonna like calm the glowiness down, and throughout the day as my oils produce, it'll just give me like a natural looking glow. I love this In Real Life foundation. My brother got married in 2022 and I was in the wedding, and this is what I wore that day, and my skin was flawless, taking pictures and everything. It did not move until I took it off at the end of the night. Makeup Revolution In Real Life. Up next is my concealer to highlight with. I fell back in love with this Neutrogena Radiant Creamy Healthy Skin Concealer, and to highlight I have the shade Pecan, but I can't find Pecan, but this is how it looks. This is the shade Mocha. Mocha is more so my skin tone. This right here is kind of on the pricey side because it's $14.99, but it's drugstore and I love it. This once again is a radiant something, a radiant product on my oily skin that just makes me look alive. And my under eye, you know, if I use too much matte underneath my eye, it can make your under eye look aged and just bad. So I try to like even it out. Matte concealer, radiant concealer, mix the two, or just use a radiant concealer. This right here is so creamy, so buttery. Some people say it reminds them of the Nars radiant concealer, but that's one concealer I have never had, so I can't compare, but I do know I love this one. Next up is my Dior Backstage Concealer in 4W. Why not? I love the foundation. I might as well love the concealer, right? The concealer is the same as the foundation. It's going to give you enough coverage. I have the shade 5W in this concealer that I would just use to spot. And if I just want to hurry up and get out the door and I need to cover up some spots or something, and I use that and this right here to highlight. You only need a very little bit because in my opinion this concealer is full coverage, but hands down this stays in rotation on my makeup desk, and you all know not a lot of stuff stays there. A lot of stuff get thrown to the side, but this right here stays there. I rediscovered this, and it's an oldie but goodie, and it's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC45. MAC was having a sale sometime in 2022, so I picked this up and I'm like, oh, this is the OG concealer. MAC has a lot of OG products, and this is one of them. This concealer, it's going to brighten up your life. Trust me. Don't never shy away from MAC. Always come back to MAC, because MAC and complexion products, they knew what they were doing. This NC45 is the perfect golden for me. It doesn't make me look too you know, too out there. It's a comfortable highlight shade for me. The coverage, it'll cover up any darkness I might have underneath my eye, and all in all, you know, you just remain true to what you love. And this is one of the problems that I love, and I just remain true to it. Last but not least, give you 4 of these, is my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in 11.2. I found this later in 2022 in my stash and been loving it ever since. I think the golden in this is just the right amount of golden that I need in my life, and it's, I'm going to say, medium to full. You can build it up how you like, but it blends out with no problem. I'm not tugging at my skin with the sponge or the brush trying to get it to move and spread out. I absolutely love this concealer. I need to, next time like I'm in the store, I need to see if they have the shade, and it's only the shade 11.2. That's the only shade I want. The doe foot on here is small. It gets right in the crease that I needed to get in my eye. I just love it. This is the purple. This is the perfect highlight shade for me. For setting powders underneath my eye, I didn't purchase too many new ones. So they're really like, I mean, y'all have seen me use this, but the one new one that I did purchase is this Black Opal Around the Clay Girl, and it's a all-absorbing press powder. It's actually a press powder, but I use it to highlight or set my concealer underneath my eyes. I think it controls the oils, and the color is amazing. It just makes you look filter like. It just makes you look really, really filter like and photo ready. I got this from Walmart, so you can purchase this from Walmart, but it's okay to use like a pressed powder underneath your eye, because around the last 4 months of the year, it seems like that's all I was using underneath my eye. I wasn't really using like loose setting powder. I was using pressed powder. And the one size I have in a universal ultimate setting powder. This one is almost gone. Wait a minute. So this right here is so finely milled and sets your concealer so beautifully. It's like once you press it into your concealer, it's gone. It disappears. You don't have anything. Back in the day, I remember loose setting powders, and you used to put it on and you just have to like really brush it to get it off your face, because you know it was so thick and chunky. But this right here is fine. I love it. Would I repurchase this? All the time. This is a universal shade. I just wish they had like a banana shade, because you all know I love banana shades. But that's the only thing. But yeah, I will repurchase this only because I know it's going to do. It's good when you get a product and you know that it's going to do what it needs to do, and you don't have to think about it or try to make it work. Yeah. So we got the Thread Beauty foundation stick. I use it as a contour stick in the shade 210 from Target for $7.99. And this is the only contour stick that I'm going to talk about today, because basically I used it from the moment I purchased it until now, and that's how much I have left. And I'm going to get another one once this one runs out. I used to use the Morphe Filter Effects stick in number 18. But once I found this, perfect undertone. It doesn't turn me gray. It doesn't make me muddy. It's easy to blend, and it doesn't like get all over the place. Because some cream contour, you have to be really careful, because it seems like it just spreads, and then here you go looking like a totally different shade. But Thread Beauty contour stick, that's all I use ever. To set my contour, the two palettes that I have used also is my juvia'splace bronzer duo. I have it in dark and I have it in deep dark, and I rotate depending on the day or how deep I want it to be. These are the only two that I use. Juvia'splace knows about bronzer and eyeshadow and blush, okay? You got to be really, really light-handed. You got to be really, really light-handed with this because the pigment is there. You don't have to dig in here and try to dig up the product to pack it on. No, you can lightly tap your brush in here and it's going to work. And you all know I love me a good bronzed sculpted look. So Juvia'splace A1. I won't have to purchase a bronzer for a lovely while. For blush, we're still sticking to the Juvia'splace. Some items I showed y'all 1, 2, 3, 4. But some items I just have 1 or 2 that I like, you know. It's the Juvia'splace blush duo, and these came out around what, August, September maybe, and I got 5 of them, so I just rotate between these. I purchase blush all the time, but I always find myself coming back to this right here, only because I'm not a blush person to begin with, so I don't know why I keep purchasing them. But something about the Juvia'splace blush that just makes me want to use it. I'm trying to get the shade that was different. Okay, so it's volume 3, and I use this the most. I usually mix the brown shade and the pink shade together. Don't ask me what shade it gives me, but it gives me some type of shade that I love. So I usually mix those two together to create my own blush. And volume 6. Volume 6 is what I have on today. And that orange shade, although it has a little sparkle in it now, it's not like a whole lot of sparkle because highlighter I don't do. But this right here, orange on brown skin, is a beautiful orange blush. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got a little bit of the blush right there. Okay, for my face powders, I have my Fenty Beauty 410. I rediscovered this one because this didn't come out 2022. It came out 2021. So I've had it since it came out and never really paid it any attention, never really used it. But once I started using it, I cannot put it down. I'm probably about to hit pan. Yeah, I'm about to hit pan in a minute. But this right here is the perfect shade. It's about as full coverage as I like my powders to be without it being cakey and then making me extra oily at the end of the day. Love this powder. Next up, drugstore, which they got rid of the old and they brought something new in. I don't know why they did that, but it's the Maybelline Superstay in 355. I got a while to go with this, so I'm kind of happy because they don't sell this anymore. But for a drugstore powder, I can just put concealer on, put this powder on, and run out the door. This powder is full coverage and it doesn't make me shiny. I'm very leery of full coverage powders with my oily skin because I feel like they make me get extra oily for no reason. But this right here, perfect shade. And it's hard. I find it really difficult sometimes to find a powder foundation that matches me without it being orange or too dark. So when I find one, I stick to it. So it's the Maybelline 355 Coconut, the original one. I'm quite sure you probably could find some. Like one of my buddies here on YouTube said she was in Target and they had them all on clearance. So you may be able to catch it in the store like on sale. 2 lip liners. Of course, you all know that they're going to be brown. It's my MAC Chestnut and the lip bar from Target in Straight Living. Both of these are brown shades. I'm going to be honest with you. I love me a good brown. It doesn't have to be too dark, but long as it's pigmented lip liner. And these two are my grab. As you see, they're over there. I just grab, and I think I have the lip bar on today. Yeah, the lip bar is on today. But I love me a good brown lip liner. I have a lot of colorful lipsticks, but brown is my go-to, brown with nude in the middle. So not a lot of colored liners, but for brown lipstick, MAC brown lip liners, MAC Chestnut, and the lip bar Straight Living. Chestnut is kind of pricey, you all know, but the lip bar, I think it's in Target for like $8.99 or $9.99, maybe. I don't know. But perfect brown lip liners. For lipstick, it was kind of like, I buy so many lipsticks and I always go to like my nude shades, not unless I'm feeling kind of funky that day and I want to do like a purple or a pink or something like that. But I'm more so a nude girl. And you all know the NYX butter glosses, fortune cookie. If it's on my desk, then that's what it is. I need to put some of this on now. Fortune cookie butter gloss, never go out of style. Butter gloss can never ever go out of style. I'll be purchasing butter gloss until the end of time. Trust me. Although, hold on. Next up, we have be the Milani lipsticks. I'm trying to see. These are just some of the colors, but I enjoy all the colors from this collection from Milani. All Milani lipsticks, they have a nude collection, they have a red collection, a berry collection, a floral collection. These feel like butter on your lips. They're so smooth, your lips don't crack. The pigment, I think it's called Tease. It's over there in my other makeup table. But the nude shade I use is called Tease from this collection. And they feel great on your lips, and the staying power, it could stay all day, paired along with my elf lip primer. If I put this on and then put the lipstick on, it'll last me a good 4 or 5 hours, eating and drinking and everything. But yeah, the Milani lipsticks, love these. Next up, this is just one of them also, is the Maybelline Vinyl Ink. And this one is in 140 charged. And as y'all know, it's a dark brown shades. But this right here, they came out with some new ones in 2022. And you would think, you know, with liquid lipsticks, it can be kind of drying. I tried one from e.l.f. the other day and it was kind of dry on my lips. But this right here is A1. All shades. All shades. I like them. The reason why I like these is because I can use it as a lip liner if I want. I can use it as a lipstick as I want. So I can use this brown as a lip liner, get a nude shade, fill in my lip, and now I have a lip combo. So you can use this in many, many different ways. Yeah, how dark is that? Yeah, see how dark that is? Yeah, see how dark that is? Let me stop for me to mess up my lip. But yeah, this right here, the Maybelline Vinyl Ink, best lipstick of 2022. Okay, I saved the eyeshadows for last because this was like the hardest part ever. Y'all know how much I love eyeshadows. I discovered some real gems throughout 2022, and this was like a really hard. So I narrowed it down to 3. The first one is my Jaclyn Hill, the original one, the number 1, because she has 2. I'm into browns, y'all know. I'm into golds, y'all know. And this gave me a little pop of color. So I have a little pop of pinks, a little pop of purples, turquoises, if I wanted to be extra with it. But I know this is one palette that I can take on trips or take wherever and create a look. If it be a color or just a nude shade, the pigment on this is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Love this palette. Next up, I had a series on my channel. So that's how much I loved this eyeshadow palette. And it's the Matte About You by ColourPop. I did a series where I used each row of this palette creating looks. These are all the colors in the rainbow. They're matte. They show up. They don't crack. You don't have to put on a base, spray your brush, do this, do that to make it work. They work all on their own. I absolutely love this palette. I was so shocked with the lime green shade because it showed up on me. The really bright yellow, neon yellow shade, it showed up on my dark skin. So all of these eyeshadows in here worked for me. Number 1 palette. Last but not least, can y'all guess what it is? Y'all probably can't guess what it is because it's so new. It's new on my channel. It's the Colored Rain Rebellious Nudes palette. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And as you can see, because you can see from how dirty I got it, how much I've been using it. But I've been using it like crazy. These two shades at the bottom, well, all three of these shades at the bottom, I use those like crazy, especially the browns, that black, all of those shades, and the glitters up top. They look one way in the pan, then when you apply it on your lid, it's a total different look, but still beautiful. This is my everyday palette. The days that I'm not filming a video, I have something special to film, I'll use this and wear this to work, creating all kind of looks with this palette. So if you can ever, because this is kind of pricey, but Colored Rain has sales all the time, so if you can ever like get it on sale, please get it and try it out, because it's, especially if you're a nude girl and you enjoy nude looks, this right here. And let's just say I took this palette somewhere and needed to create a fancy look. I still have the two shimmer shades up top that I can create a look with no problem. So this is a universal palette for me. It's a all-purpose palette. Like baby boy, it's an all-purpose palette. I can do multiple things with this palette. Yeah, so guys, I think that is all the categories, if I'm not mistaken. I think, yeah, we got down to all the categories, so we're good to go. Drop down and let me know what were some of your favorite makeup items to use in 2022. If you're new to my channel, this is your first time seeing these products, thank you for stopping by. But all my other buddies on here who watch faithfully, you probably knew what I was going to say already. Like, that didn't surprise you at all, because I use the same thing all the time. Not until I find something new that's even better than the one I was using. Until then, I'll keep using what I'm using. So if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.